Stops it at the line and ends up out in the center ice area. And now, what is the call? Dahlberg apparently has some difficulty with his skate. I think he's broken the blade. To whistle it dead that quickly, he has broken the blade on his skate. What else can happen?
There it is.
I'll tell you, we've had some...
There's a rivet down at the bottom, and the skate's coming off.
Well, now what do we do if he doesn't have a backup pair of skates?
Well, King Clancy's at the game. He's a little whistleblower. We'll give him his whistle and the striped shirt and send him out there.
He is taking off the skate down at the penalty bench. Boy, we've seen it all. Hockey is a very, very free-flowing, quick a quick game. There goes Dahlberg into the passageway, and he's on his way to the skate sharpener's room, I suppose. Look at the reactions from the people in the crowd.
Well, a little baling wire, bubble gum, little white tape.
Well, apparently the report from downstairs is they're still stitching Gordie Lee up. And they're past 15, so that was a nasty, nasty thing that happened to him. And we're now awaiting the return of Ove Dahlberg with either another skate or a repaired boot and skate. Bobby Orr, twice Carling O'Keefe winner of an Eskimo carving here in this series. Who will be our most valuable player in this game? Orr deserves a look, of course, a goal and an assist. There's Bobby Crom. Crom has been working very closely with Scotty Bowman at the bench level on the headsets to Don Cherry, who is scouting from above, or viewing the game from above. Tom, you're a coach. How would that work out? Do you think?
I think there's no question about it. When you have another pair of eyes to watch the game from up above and you have extra help, I think it's coming in hockey where we're going to have multiple coaches. Philadelphia had great success with it. While other sports do, I feel that certainly this is the trend in hockey, and the more hands you have to run a hockey club. Well, really, you look at a hockey club, they've got 20 hockey players, and a lot of teams have one coach. As you look at a football team, they have maybe 35 players, 4 and 5 coaches. So it can't hurt you.
There's Artie Johnson, a very familiar face who knows exactly what to do when he gets in front of a camera. There's Ove Dahlberg back on the ice now, I suppose with another skate. And that skate seems to be giving him just a little bit of trouble. And we should be set to go. What can happen next? All of the scoring in the first period: Perreault, Potvin, Orr, and Lafleur. Orr has a goal and an assist. The Orr goal came on a power play. His first of the tournament. He has a total of 9 points now. And the face-off, we're still on a power play with 1:10 remaining in the penalty to Chernick. And Phil Esposito's chased out of there, and Gilbert Perreault, who can do the job equally as well, takes over. Bobby Orr has the puck, flips it over the line through the legs of Esposito. Esposito pokes it into the corner, stops the attempted clearing by the Czech player, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. Bobby Orr, stand corrected, Ron Andrews has 8 points. As Esposito picks up the puck behind his net, Potvin back to Esposito. Esposito getting it caught up in his skates, and Linka sends it back to Keuchel. Keuchel shooting it up ice, and Rogie Vachon will step out of his net and leave it for Orr. And Orr coming to center ice. Bobby Orr still with that puck, bringing things to his speed. Hull over the line. Hull getting set now, and it's poked away from him on a good defensive move by Keuchel. Esposito moves in. Esposito looking for Hull, and Hull beautifully tied up as he tried to get the shot away. Orr now clearing it in front. Esposito tried to relay it towards the net, and it's deflected wide into the corner. Potvin moves in. Potvin taking a good hit from Bubla behind the net for Hull. Esposito's out in front. He tried to flip it to Esposito, and it was intercepted. Orr back to Hull in the corner. Hull, there's Perreault with Esposito still out in front, and it's cleared away by Hollick. Teichel clearing it down the ice as Chernik returns to the ice. Icing will be the call on the face-off back in the Czechoslovak end. 3:30 remaining in the first half of the third period. Canada 4, Czechoslovakia nothing. There's Chernik, who has not played very much in this game. Fresh out of the penalty box. And with the teams at even strength, the two Stastny brothers are out there along with Pozar, and Team Canada will have the forward line led by Bobby Clark. That's Barber and Leach, the wingman. And I think Guy Lapointe is coming off the ice. Yes, he will be replaced by Serge Savard. Robinson will remain on the right point. And we're ready. Puck is dropped from the face-off into the corner. Chernik to Dvorak. Ahead, Stastny. Stastny shooting it down to the Team Canada blue line. That's Savard. Savard to the far boards. At center ice, Savard losing it. Clark gets it. Clark over the line. There's Leach back to Clark in his skates. He tried to get it over for Barber, and that was intercepted. And Czechoslovakia with Peter Stastny leading the rush up the right side. Stastny ridden out of the play by Savard, and Clark goes in after the loose puck. Clark along the boards, past Barber, moving after it is Robinson, 2-on-1 with Leach. Robinson over the line, only Dvorak back. Leach gets the pass, he shot it over the top of the net and into the crowd.
Well, Larry Robinson making a very good play when that puck came loose out of the Team Canada zone. He turned on the jets, picked it up. Here we see Gordie Lee, who's coming back, whether or not he's going to officiate in the game, but he's certainly out of the hospital. He's had his stitches. Here we have him moving out of the gate and onto the ice.
Well, Gordie Lee is on the ice. He is just heading for the other room, the referee's room, very quickly. Good news that he is able to go under his own steam. It's from the face-off. Robinson right in front. Peter Mahovlich took a whack at it, and the puck ends up on Martinez's stick. Out to the blue line. Novi back to Martinez. Number 10 for Czechoslovakia at center ice. He bounces it in, and Vachon steps out. Out to the blue line. Pospisil right on the net, and Rogie Vachon didn't see that to the last possible moment. Novi against the boards, along with Martinez. Lafleur digging it loose, flipping it around the glass to the far side. Pospisil knocking it down, puts it right on Potvin's stick. Potvin muscling it out to center ice. Peter Mahovlich turned around, and Novi comes back over the line. Here's Augusta with the puck, back to Novi, and he was checked out of the play by Mahovlich. Good job on the part of Mahovlich as the puck is sent to center ice. Makach shooting it right back in again, offside. A player was trapped. And another face-off will result with 1:58 remaining to the midway point of the period when they'll change ends.
Well, there you see Peter Mahovlich, and he did do a good job. When that pass came across, he stayed right with his man. He didn't wander once the puck got inside the zone, and he was able to tie him up as the puck came across in front of Rogie Vachon. The Czechoslovakian player was not able to get a shot. Good coverage by Peter.
And behind him you saw Bobby Crom with those headsets on, in communication with coaches in the crowd, mostly Don Cherry. Savard beating it up ice over the line. McDonald takes a check. He bounces it in front of the net with Sittler cruising in front. Holacek again holds. Face-off will be to his right. You know, we started off this series worrying a little about the defense of Team Canada. And the old line in football, hockey, or whatever, says defense wins championships. And that has been irreproachable in the last 3 or 4 games. Last 3 leading into this one, and this one as well. Alinka in his own end. Bubla, number 19, against the boards on this side, beating it past Alinka, and it's McDonald. Pollock dropping it back into his own end. Bubla, Aberman, Pollock going in over the line. Pollock trying to get set with a shot, and it was McDonald who rode him out of the play, and Orr has it. Orr being checked there by Pollock. And as it's covered up, it'll be called for a face-off with 1:08 remaining to the midway part of the period. And another change as over the boards comes Bobby Clark on his line.
We had a little look at Yuri Hollick, and he's played one of the strongest games he's played in this series. He's broke in a few times, have been dangerous every time. Team Canada have taken him and checked him very, very well to keep him off the score sheet.
Well, the face-off, Buck kicks a couple of whacks at it before he gets it to Potvin. Potvin along the boards. Barber was hit. Puck pops free and out to center ice. Less than a minute remaining in the first half of the period. Stastny, Marian Stastny, checked from behind by Clark. Clark bangs it off the boards, back into the Czechoslovakian end. That's Dvorak. Dvorak clearing at the center ice. Racing after it is Chernik. Chernik, some fresh legs for Czechoslovakia as he goes deep into the Team Canada end. Chernik chased out of the play by Denny Potvin. Puck comes out to the blue line. Kalupa trying to work it in, and Bobby Clark comes up with it to Barber. Barber over the line along with Robinson, and offside was Robinson. Half a stride, too quick on the left wing. And the face-off will be outside the line again.
Scotty Bowman making an interesting change here with 31 seconds left in the first half, and perhaps of this third period, perhaps wanting better defensive strength. He substituted Larry Robinson, made him a forward. He wants that extra heavy checking on the side, trying to protect this lead that he has going into the last part of the hockey game.
Well, Larry Robinson played some wing positions, left and right wing, for Scotty Bowman during the regular season last year in the National Hockey League and scored 4 or 5 goals from that position. He's a good skater, and he, of course, has that weight and that size that makes him a tremendous checker. Here's Peter Mahovlich trying to get it out in front. Holacek down, and Lafleur getting it. Lafleur to Mahovlich. Mahovlich getting set in front, and it was just poked away from him, and Bobby Orr gets it. Orr just shoots it weakly towards the net. It got all the way past. Here's Mahovlich getting set, the shot, and Holacek standing up straight on the play, had it go off his shoulder and behind the net. Team Canada forechecking well. Savard getting it at center ice. Savard ducking by a couple of checks, and the horn goes to end the first half of the third period. Team Canada leading 4-0. This is Canada Cup 76 on CTV. Play just underway, and from the face-off, puck is cleared to center ice. As we enter the final 10 minutes of regulation play in this game, Bobby Orr checking Augusta against the boards. Marcel Dion moving in close quarters. He goes down, and it's Savard. Savard spinning around, trying to get the puck free. There's going to be a penalty. As out at center ice, it's Dion. There goes the goaltender, Rogi Vachon, and it's called on the outside. And the face-off will be outside the blue line as Team Canada now will play with a man advantage. Shots on goal through the first 10 minutes of the period. Canada 6, Czechoslovakia 2. So Team Canada with a considerable edge in the play. And now we'll have the extra man. Penalty coming at the 24-second mark of this half of the period. We have 9:36 remaining.
Well, certainly to take a penalty at this time, your team behind 4-0, 9 minutes. And here we have a look at him dumping Marcel Dion. But certainly taking a penalty at this point of the game, it's very difficult for the Czechoslovakian team to mount any offense so late in the hockey game.
Dion to Orr. Orr passing to Potvin to Bobby Hull. Back to Potvin with only one man to beat. Potvin is hit, and is he hit by Makat. Puck comes out to the blue line. Perreault ducking by a couple of checks, and the puck ends up out at center ice. Novi with his first penalty of the tournament. He is off with 1:32 remaining in it. Hull goes down as he crosses the line, checked by Pospisil and Denny Potvin. Potvin leaving it for Perreault. Perreault elects to leave it for Potvin to Orr. Orr to Perreault. Right by Perreault to Hull. Hull clears it in with Perreault breaking, and offside will be the call again. Penalty came at 10:24. Novi for high sticking. 8:52 left in regulation time. Here's a good check thrown on Potvin.
Bang. Well, Makash is one of the heavy hitters for the Czechoslovakian team. He plays the body very, very well. But Denny Potvin in this series has been handing out some excellent checks, too, especially the last game against the Soviet Union. So, two solid boys beating head-on.
Good mid-ice check. On the face-off, Leach to Orr. Orr just slowing things up as he gets people going. Now he has Barber at center ice ahead for Leach. Leach tried to break past Keuchel, and Keuchel just took him out of the play. Esposito around the boards to the far side. Leach having trouble controlling it. Aberman moves in. It's cleared past the goal into the corner on this side, and Keuchel goes after it along with Esposito. Esposito trying to control it. He does. Out to the point. Here's Bobby Orr winding up the shot. Scores! What a shot as he picked the upper corner. And I think Holacek is still looking for that one. He did not see it at all with the screen.
Well, here it comes out to the point, and you see Bubla fighting with Reggie Leach in the crease, taking Holochek's concentration off the puck. The puck went in the high corner. Whether or not it touched Leach on the way in, it was very difficult to tell, but it was a very good shot. But Brugel and Leach fencing in that goal crease really interfered with the goaltender, and he had no chance on the shot, but a very good shot from the point by Bobby Orr.
There's the hand for Bobby Orr. His second goal, his second power play goal. Esposito and LaPointe draw the assist. Comes to the 11:20, 11:35 mark of the period. And play is underway with Canada leading 5-0. Robinson at center ice, flipping it ahead. After it is McDonald. He's offside. And it'll be brought back out into the center ice area. Just actually about 4 feet to the Team Canada side of the red center line. Bobby Orr. This is the most goals that Team Canada has scored since the very first game of the tournament. What a time to get the offense rolling. They beat Finland in that first game 11-2. They lead 5-0 here. Gainey getting it to center ice. Fed back. Stastny. Marian Stastny circling to Peter Stastny. And he puts it right onto Gainey's stick, and he feeds to an open wing. They're back into Team Canada territory. Potvin going back after it, along with Chernik. Chernik, number 14, has been playing much of this third period after not playing at all through the first 2 periods. Here's Sittler over the line, drops it to McDonald. There's his shot. That's wide of the net. Going after it on the far boards is Gainey. Gainey to Sittler. Sittler takes a check. After it is Kalupa. Kalupa trying to clear it. Gets it to Stastny. Out to center ice. Marian Stastny, number 18. Over the line. Stastny working for the net. Goes against the boards. Sittler, he's checked. It comes out in front, and there's a shot taken by Dvorak, and it went off the leg back out to center ice, and Kalupa goes back for it. Team Canada changing on the fly as Stastny feeds it back behind the net. Kalupa back there, along with Dvorak. Dvorak's number 9. He leaves it for Kalupa, and doing a good job as they put it right through the crease. Steve Shutt. Now it's Orr circling with it at center ice. He clears it right back in again, and Shutt digs in after it along with Kalupa. And that one hopped over the dasher and into the crowd, and there'll be a face-off. 5-0 the score. The goals in this game. Bobby Orr has 2 of them, plus an assist. Perreault, Potvin, and Lafleur have the others. The Czechs had not given up a power play goal in the first 4 games of this tournament. They've had 4 scored against them in the last 2 games. The 2 that cost them the game against Sweden by Börje Salming, and then 2 in this game. At center ice, Peter Mahovlich shooting it to the line. It hit Dahlberg, the referee. Cleared all the way back. Makac behind his own net. There's a pass, Pospisil out to center ice, and Bobby Orr skating back for it. Orr. Checked by Augusta, got it to center ice for Mahovlich. Mahovlich over the line with Lafleur. Mahovlich taking his time, drops to Lafleur, the quick wrist shot, and that one is off the glove of Holochek behind the net. Makac checked by Mahovlich. Shutt in there checking as well. Mahovlich pinning it against the board. Shutt moves in. He has it. Along the boards for Savard. Savard clears it back to Shutt in the corner. Shutt moving out in front now to Mahovlich. He shoots, rebound! And it's cleared out to center ice by the defense. Good play there by both Shutt and Mahovlich as they forechecked very well and came up with the puck. This has been the key, really, to the defense of Team Canada, has been their work in the other end. Puck is cleared all the way down the ice. Back to get it is Makac icing the call with 5:56 remaining in regulation time. It'll come back down for a face-off in the Team Canada zone.
Well, Bobby Orr just dumped that puck out of his own zone. It's very difficult in the last 10 minutes here. Their bench is furthest from the end they're defending, and it's tough to change on the fly. Without a break in the action, he just dumped that puck out, wanting to get fresh teammates over the boards, get that change.
Face-off will be to the left of Rogic and Vachon. From the face-off, well, they'll do it again. Perreault got in there. And out they go. At least out goes Perreault. Malinka will stay there. And one thing about the way the lines are set up here, all you do is send another centerman in. This time Marcel Dion. Puck comes back to the goal. Rogie Vachon leaving it for Robinson. Got into the corner on the far side. Aberman trying to feed it back. And the loose puck is picked up by Bobby Hull to Dion to Perreault. Perreault down the right side. Over the line offside. Dion breaking very quickly up the middle. And Again, we'll have a face-off on the play outside the check line this time with 5:42 left. And a lot of offsides in this period. 6 of them. Who was that? One on his tail, one of the linesmen drew a rise from the crowd. 6 of them against Canada, 1 against Czechoslovakia. In this particular instance, I think it's because Canada has been advancing the puck more. Pollock inside his own end, cutting in front of his own goal. Forechecking is Dion. Now Perreault moves in as the puck is behind the net. And it's Pospisil for Czechoslovakia. Keuchel at center ice. Keuchel's over the line. Hull checks him. And it's back out to center ice. Perreault to Dion all alone. Dion with only Pollock. The bait, he shoots and he shot it wide from the backhand. Kalinka against the boards to center ice. It's knocked down out there by Perreault to Dion again. And had he been breaking for the net, he'd have been in home free again. Now it's Bobby Hull out in front, and that pass intended for Perreault was intercepted by Keuchel to Alinka over to the far side for Aberman, and it's Hull. Hull is checked. Alinka trying to get it out in front. They try to shoot at it, and Rogie Vachon just scooped it away. Vachon very alert as that puck was lying loose at the side of the net. Hull out over the line. Alinka to Aberman. Alinka working for the net on the backhand. He's pulled down from behind, and Bobby Hull will be drawing a penalty as Dion picks it up in the corner. Bobby Hull for hooking, I believe. And Team Canada will play a man short with 4:38 left. This is Canada Cup 76 on CTV. Bobby Hull with his first penalty. Here it is.
Here he is reaching around Holinka, grabbing him by the arm with the stick, pulling him right off the puck, and it is Bobby Hull's first penalty of the series. But it was a hook.
They're trying to protect a shutout for Rogie Vachon if they can. Now they chase Stastny out of there. Both of them will go out. Also Sittler. And they are trying to do that, I imagine, the rest of the game if there's something of the nature of a chance comes for Czechoslovakia. It's 5-0 right now. It's Chernik. Chernik beating it back into the corner. Trying to clear it out in front, and it deflected wide of the net over to the far side. Marian Stastny. Stastny against the far boards, out to the blue line for Dvorak. Dvorak stick handling it along the line. Back to Stastny, getting set in front. He shot it wide as Rogie Vachon was out and cut down the angle. Kalupa along the line, beating it in for Chernik. Chernik out in front and went right by Marian Stastny to the far side. Dvorak checked there by Barber. Still can keep one hand on the stick and the puck, and Chernik goes after. Bobby Orr golfs it along the boards, and it comes out to center ice. Dvorak cutting deep into his own end as in forechecking is Bill Barber. Ahead for Stastny. Stastny shooting it up ice, and Darryl Sittler goes after it. He kicks it down into the Team Canada end. 3:43 left in regulation play. Against the board, Sittler to Barber. Barber clears it out to center ice. Bobby Orr racing after it. And beating him to it is Kalupa. He cuts back into his own end. 51 seconds left in the penalty. Ahead for Stastny, Peter Stastny, and he couldn't control it. Sittler gets it again at center ice. Controlling the puck as Gainey comes off the bench. Sittler clearing it in. He'll head for the bench. Out comes Lanny McDonald. Gainey in forechecking. Gainey still after his man. Now moving in is Novi to assist. He clears it around the boards to this side to Dvorak. Dvorak to Novi behind the net. Novi starting out, forecheck by Gainey, clears it ahead, past Augusta, past Dvorak, and Team Canada in possession as Potvin sends it back. Larry Robinson starting to pass it, band on it, now clears it down into the Czechoslovakian end with 12 seconds left in the penalty to Bobby Hull. Rink wide pass, Augusta. Down the left side, Augusta, he's checked as he hit the line, Gainey swoops in. Dvorak heading for the bench, knocks that down. McDonald, as Bobby Hull comes back on the ice, clears it down into the Czechoslovakian end. We have 2:31 remaining. Kalupa behind his own net for Czechoslovakia. Kalupa ahead for Augusta at center ice. Potvin, Augusta, Pospisil, Novi back in his own end. Novi beating it off to the far side. Off the boards, Pospisil. Pospisil ahead for Augusta. Augusta at center ice for Novi. Novi's over the line. Digging after it is Robinson. Robinson around the board. Shutt knocks it down on the far boards. He takes a check from Makac. Moving in. That's Martinez. 2 minutes left in the game. At least regulation time. 5-0 we should say the game. As Martinez goes behind the net, he's checked by Potvin. It's chopped into the corner. Potvin goes after it along with Martinez. Behind the goal, cleared out to the side of the net by Novi. And it's Robinson moving in. He fires it off the boards down the ice. Icing will be the call. And it'll come back down for a face-off in the Team Canada zone.
Well, what's been very effective for Team Canada throughout the series, when they've been killing penalties and they've yet to have a shorthanded goal scored against them, they've been forechecking very well. Rather than having their forwards simply turn and come back with the wings, their forwards have been going after the opposition, delaying them, forechecking, working hard, trying to get possession of the puck, and has thrown the Czechoslovakian team off their power play tonight. Certainly, it's been very, very effective.
The face-off, into the corner it goes. Perreault behind his own net. Beats it along for Savard. Savard ducking by a check, beats it out. Keuchel knocks it down. Savard goes after it and controls it again. Savard over the line. Linka goes back for it. Holacek leaving it behind his own net. Holacek beating it across in front of his own net. Mahavlich goes down. Swooping back for it. And starting out for Czechoslovakia is Aberman. He's intercepted by Lafleur. Lafleur back in his own end with exactly 1 minute remaining. Or to Mahavlich. 2-on-1 with Lafleur. Mahavlich shoots the rebound out in front. And Keuchel knocks it down. Mahavlich gets it again from Lafleur out in front, and the defenseman covered up along with Holacek. Halenka clearing it past his own goal to Keuchel. 45 seconds left. And crowd beginning to stand and cheer. Pollock in the corner. Lafleur to Perreault. Perreault out in front. And is cleared down the ice by Czechoslovakia. And icing will be the call. The face-off with 31 seconds remaining will be to the right of the Czechoslovakian goal. 5-0. Canada remaining. Leading with the 31 seconds left. Well, got the odd fan now heading for the exit. It's been an impressive performance on the part of Team Canada. Eventually we'll get a smile from Scotty Bowman behind that bench. From the face-off, it's Kalupa just having trouble getting away from the checking. Sittler in there for checking is sent down the ice. Potvin picking it up in his own end. Potvin starting out with 14 seconds left. It's backward to Rorschach with 10 seconds left. Listen to this crowd. Off the glass. Picked up by Potvin. 4 seconds. Potvin shoots the rebound. They score with... Yes, it is a goal. The red light went on, along with the green light. Let's see what the call is. They're mobbing down in front of that goal. No goal, says the referee. The red light went on. Daryl Sittler had put it in, but it's just a fraction too late.
Well, the Czechoslovakian team was guilty of letting up when the crowd started to yell. Apparently, they thought the game was already over. They let up in the zone. The shot came. Daryl Sittler had all kinds of time to work very hard off the crease, but the goal does not count the official rules, as the period was already over.
Boy, I'll tell you, listen to this crowd.